a forfeit.
At 190, Oscar Dominguez and Dagan Harris.
Oscar Dominguez, Dagan, Warrens, Perrins, Brady Freeman, Folamai.
And at 285, Traven Boger and Damian Nelson.
Traven Boger, Damian Nelson. So we're going to watch some wrestling here right off the bat.
We will begin at 165 with Riggin Boger and Zach Powell.
We are going to begin at 165 with Riggin Boger and Zach Powell. I'm not positive. I think, normally we start with the lowest weight and go to the highest, but I think they did some kind of a draw and decided, you know what, we're going to change things up a little bit. So we're going to go with Riggin Boger, Zach Powell right off the bat. Riggin and Zach both getting really aggressive. Riggin immediately gets a 2-point. The ref's going to say they're out of bounds before we got the takedown, but Riggin had him right on his back right off the bat. Ref brings him back to the center. They start out. Riggin gets both arms locked. He's going to try to do a throw. Can't do it. Turns it to a single. Does a lift. Takes him down to the mat. Gets 2 points takedown. And Zach immediately pulls himself out of bounds. Riggin really trying to pull him back in. Riggin does a hard crossface trying to get him back in. And not going to be able to do it. So ref's going to bring him back to the center. Zach's going to take his place on top. So on the bottom, Riggin will take his place on top. Riggin says, you know what, I'm just going to give him the 1 point anyway, so start from neutral. Riggin gets both arms laced as Zach tries to shoot in. Riggin now has both of those arms. He's going to immediately spin him over, turn it into a headlock, get him on his back. Ref's going to be down taking a look, and he has the arm, he has the head. Somehow Zach's able to get back to his stomach. Riggin does a hard crossface, goes the other side. The ref's going to say 3 points for the near foul for Riggin. Score's going to be 7-1 with 1 minute left. Riggin now doing the cross arm. Gets way out of shape. Zach gets over to his stomach. Riggin now doing that same crossbar. Does a sit. Has him on his back. Ref down taking a look. Riggin got that arm set up there. Sucks up the arm. Zach's able to get free. Not able to get the near fall, but does get 3 points near fall. Riggin's going to kind of let him up. Zach gets to his hands and knees. Riggin now sucks up both arms. Ref down taking a look, and this is going to be it. Ref still down taking a look. Zach has both of those arms. He sucks them up tighter, and he gets the pin. 32 seconds left. Scores 10-1. Riggin Bauer.
Up next, 175.
Riggin Boger, Zach Powell. So excellent match there by Riggin. The next match is Tyson Woodward, Riker Woodward. He's going to have a forfeit. We're now going to watch Oscar Dominguez and Dagan Harris. Oscar and Dagan. The team score is going to be 12-0. And this is how they're going to start on the feet. Ref's going to stop him and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm not sure why. I think the coach wanted something, and ref stops him and brings him back to their feet on the center. Starts him again with 1:50 left. 10 seconds to click off. And Oscar tries to do a duck under, but he didn't get the arm flip, so wasn't able to get underneath. Backs back out of it and stops again. Dagan does a little head check there, trying to intimidate. Oscar does an amazing duck under, gets around behind him, gets down a 2-point takedown, ties up the leg, gets the crossface, goes to a standing cradle. Can't quite get his hands up. Now he does, but he doesn't have the shoulder clear. He's not going to be able to pin him from here. So Oscar doing a good job there with the standing cradle. Dagan doing a good job of stretching out, keeping Oscar from getting those hands locked. Oscar now getting up on that upper body, kind of gets out of shape. That's going to allow Dagan to go to his feet. Dagan's trying to get up. Oscar goes to a standing cradle again. He has the arm, he has the leg. Trying to roll him over. I don't think he has the shoulder cleared. I don't think he can pin him from here, but maybe. He gets the arm, he gets him on his back. Ref down taking a look. 50 seconds left. I don't think he can pin him from here. I don't think he has the shoulder cleared. Now he gets the shoulder cleared, so now the ref's really taking a look, and now he gets it. Just that one little move, he's able to clear that shoulder and come out with the pin. So, amazing job there by Oscar Dominguez.
Brady Freeman and
Didn't think he was going to be able to pin him with that move, but he was able to just shift that shoulder, and he got the pin. We are now going to watch Brady Freeman and Folamai. They start here in the center. Both of these wrestlers really starting out aggressive. Both these wrestlers on their feet, really aggressive for this upper weight class. Still on their feet, no points being scored. Oh, little fake out there by Brady. Almost got full off guard. Brady does that little shuffle and just about caught him off guard. 1 minute clicked out, no points being scored. You know, and when you get into these heavier weight classes, you see a little different form of wrestling. You see more of a, it's more of a defensive type of wrestling. You get these heavier weight classes, once you make that mistake, you may not be able to recover. The lighter weight classes, they can just roll around, they can do a lot of things a lot of different ways, but you get to these heavier weight classes, you better make sure what you got going before you get it going, because you make that mistake, you may not be able to get back out of it. So you'll see, as we get into these heavier weight classes, a little bit of a more defensive wrestling style. These wrestlers tying up. 35 seconds left in the first period. Starting to work their way towards this edge of the mat. They've gone out of bounds 3 times, and the ref stopped them and brought them back. So just being a little aggressive here starting this first round. Brady Freeman, Folamai. Fola shoots in, gets the singles, trying to pull it in. Brady does a good job getting that arm down in there, stretching out, breaking out. 9 seconds left. Trying to stretch that out, keeps Fola from getting it, goes to a standing cradle. Almost loses a 2-point takedown. Doesn't get anything. Ref's going to say, nope, everybody's neutral. Everybody's neutral. And ref's going to bring him back to the center. Now the scoreboard is showing 2-point takedown for Brady Freeman. So I think what they're saying is they wanted some near foul points. Brady was able to get the 2-point takedown. Coaches wanted to the near foul points. Ref says no way. So score's going to be 2-0 going into the second period. Fola's going to be on the bottom. Brady's going to be on the top. Fola tries to crawl out. Brady does a good job driving those hips down in, breaking those knees down, getting him flat on his stomach. Brady now does a hard crossface. He gets the arm. He's working towards that cradle. Can't do it. Goes to a cross, tight waist with an arm chop. Gets him broke back down. Starts working that cradle again. He has the arm. He has the leg. Don't like to see Brady doing this, trying to get this standing cradle, but he does keep that leg locked, so that keeps him from making any bigger mistakes. Like to see Brady just get behind him and get down and start working that upper body and rolling him around. Too many times we try to go to this cradle, and that's exactly what the referee said. He said, you know what? You've got the leg, he's got the arm, we're at a stalemate. Stop, bring him back, start over. So Fola will take his place on the bottom, Brady will take his place on top. And that's how they're going to go again with 1:25 left in the second period. Score is still 2-0 with that late takedown in the first period. Now Brady gets this cross the cradle, almost gets some near foul points. Fola does a good job breaking that grip, rolls around, gets to his feet, gets a 1-point escape. So instead of some near foul points, we end up with an escape and a bloody nose. So Brody's going to say, hey, I think I got something. Ref takes a look, says, no, you don't. Get back here and wrestle. Back to the center we go. Both wrestlers neutral. You're going to have 2 points for the takedown, 1 point for the escape. Now Brody's starting to work that upper body a little more. And with 1 minute left in the second period, we have a 1-point wrestling match. Folamai, Brady Freeman. Fola really tries to get in there and just uses brute strength and just drives Brady to the mat. He's going to get a 2-point takedown, and he's going to get some more foul points as he gets Brady on his back. Left down taking a look. Fola on top, and I think he's going to get it. 35 seconds left. He is really pulling that down, and he gets the pin on Brady Freeman. Brady Freeman ends up on his back. Gets pinned by Phil Mattia. And you see some good sportsmanship right there. I'll tell you what, good clean wrestling with good sportsmanship, I'll take that all day long. We're now going to go to our bigger weight class. We are going to watch Traven Boger, Damian Nelson, and this could be a good one. Traven Boger, Damian Nelson, you have two complete opposite body types. You have a tall, heavy kid, you have a short, heavy kid. So Bogan immediately gets in, gets a single leg, turns it to a bear hug, tries to do the lift, can't quite do it. Damian's too tall. Boger gets around behind him, trying to do a takedown, chips the leg, gets the takedown. So an amazing job there by Traven Boger to take down Damian. Now he gets the reverse arm. Gets it a little bit out of position. You'd like to see him get around behind him. But he has him down. He has the arm. He's looking for his coach, seeing what to do because he doesn't know what to do. He has the arm. He has the crossface. Needs to roll him onto his back. He either needs to get behind him or he needs to walk around. And Traven kind of asked the ref, what am I doing here? Is this illegal? Ref says, yep, we're going to stop it, bring it back. Traven has a bloody nose. Never mind. So, unfortunately for Traven, he had him down. And with the two-point match, he had to stop for a bloody nose. Okay, so recap. Two completely different styles of wrestler here. Traven Boger, Damian Nelson. Big tall guy, shorter guy. Tall guys are hard to wrestle. Height will trump weight every time. But I just watched Traven do about 5 things on Damian Boger. And Traven says, you know what, let him up. I'm going to take him down again. So instead of, the ref brings him back to the center. Traven gives up the 1 point, but says, hey, I can make that up with 2. They come back to the center. Traven is a lot smaller, a lot shorter than Damian. But, man, I'll tell you, Traven working into this headlock here, trying to get the throw, and he gets another 2-point takedown. I'm telling you, I'm just watching Traven. He's not doing clean moves, but he's taking advantage of weight mismatch and height mismatch and really uses it to his advantage. I mean, he is just using legs and weight and completely dominating this match. Score is 4-1 with 30 seconds left. Traven Boger on top, Damian Nelson on the bottom. Travian working that upper body, staying in good position, keeping that weight down. Damian really can't do anything from here. Travian now doing a hard drive into the mat with the back of his head. Starts working around to the side, gets that reverse arm bar. He's going to get the arm back around. He's going to try to walk him around now. With a shorter guy, you'd be able to do this. Now he turns it into a single arm bar. Still trying to work that around. Turns it into a single arm bar. Gets him down on his back. He just needs to clear that head. Gets way out of shape here. Damian almost takes advantage of it and gets away, but not before Travian makes 2 points on a near fall. So Traven's going to come away for 4 points right there, and score's going to be 6-1. Traven actually didn't hear the buzzer go off, so he still was wrestling when the ref stopped and went on. But Traven just really dominating this match here right off the bat. Damian wins the toss. He defers. Traven's going to take the bottom, start the second period. Score is 6-1. Traven on bottom, Damian on top. Traven tries to go to his feet. Damian picks the ankle. Damian on top of the body, doing the ride. Traven just waits, pulls the arm, almost gets the escape reversal, goes to his feet, trying to get the escape. Damian's getting that way out of position. Traven takes advantage of it, pulls the leg. Just got to clear the head. Traven now trying to work a single leg. Damian's trying to work a standing cradle. And Damian now doing a hard crossface. Traven still keeps a hold of the leg. He just needs to clear the head and get around behind him to get the 2-point reversal. Now ref's going to stop it and say, hey, we have a bloody nose. We're going to take a referee timeout. Traven's going to come over. Score is still 6-1, 1:26 left in the second period. Ref says we got blood on the mat. We're going to stop. "30 years ago, we didn't worry so much about blood on the mat. It was still an issue, but not like it is today. Traven doing a good job with an extreme mismatch here in height. I was actually a little worried when I first saw these guys coming onto the mat, and I thought this was going to be a tough match for Traven, but Traven has completely dominated this thing from start to 1:26 left in the second period. He leads by a score of 6-1, but he's really dominated a lot more than that. He just hasn't scored the points. So ref's going to bring him back. Traven's going to take his place on the bottom. Damien's going to take his place on top. Traven tries to go to his feet. Damien picks the ankle. Damien keeps his weight behind him. Traven just kind of waiting, seeing how Damien's going to get out of position here. Damien starts to work up around. Traven's still waiting. Traven goes right, lifts that one leg. He's kind of waiting for Damien to come up around him a little and try to roll him over, and that's when he's going to grab the leg. So Traven's kind of waiting at this point. Ref's going to stop and say, hey, we're going to warn you for stalling. Red's like, what? I'm on top. I can't break him down. Ref's going to say, you're stalling. So Damien possibly not having the experience that Traven has. He's going to stop the match, bring him back. Traven's going to be on the bottom. Damien's going to be on the top. Traven tries to go to his feet. Damien stays on top of him. Traven grabs the arm, tries to roll over. Damien follows him through. And we got another bloody nose. 47 seconds left. 6-1. Got to deal with this. Good wrestling here by Traven Boger. I like his style. Okay, ref's going to bring him back. Start Traven on the bottom, Damien on top. Traven tries to do a crawl out. Damien stays right with him, picks the ankle. Traven goes to that one leg again, goes to both legs, trying to get to his feet. Damien trying to do a tight waist. Ref saying, hey, he's locking his hands. I'm going to give him another warning. 29 seconds left. Damien now tries to go to his feet. Damien is locking his hands, and he's going to get a point out of it. Traven's got a bloody nose again, but what the ref's saying is you can't lock your hands from where you're at. You have to have a leg or an arm in there. You can't just lock your hands. So after about 3 warnings, he's finally going to give him a point. So we're going to have a blood timeout again. Traven Boger, Damien Nelson. Score is 7-1 with 26 seconds left in the second period. Looks like they've tried to get it stopped. They're going to bring him back. They got a lot of blood on the mat. They're cleaning that up. Okay, ref's going to give him a warning. So I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing Damien might be a little inexperienced. So what the ref is saying, you have to cover the elbow, you have to cover the navel. Nowhere else is acceptable. We do not start wrestling until the elbow's covered, till the navel's covered. So after the warning about the hands locking, and after seeing the ref kind of warning about how he's positioning up, Damian may not have all the experience that Traven has. So Damian keeps trying to break Travian down. Travian doing a good job of going to his feet. I see Travian getting a little tired now, and a couple of hard cross faces now by Damian. He's taken advantage of that bloody nose. And so he did a couple of real hard cross faces to Travian there. And we're going to start the third period with a score of 7-1. And Traven's going to win the toss, and he's going to say, I'm starting neutral. So they'll start on their feet. Travian leans in. You can see that he's really winded, a little bit exhausted. He gets the hands, starting to work those hands, starting to work into that bear hug that he's notorious for. But I'll tell you, with Damian having the height, it's going to be, this kind of bear hug will work on 90% of the wrestlers. Probably not going to work on this one. Traven still working that upper body from a standing position. 1:30 left on the third period. Traven now drops, goes to a single. Damian knows he's out of bounds. Damian actually tried to work his way out of bounds. Ref's going to stop him, bring him back to the center, start him on their feet again. Traven now going to kind of aggressively go in there. There he goes, working for that bear hug again. Gets the first arm looped. Now he's going to work that second arm. Now you're going to see Travian really just kind of duck under and spin him around and try to take him straight to his back, unless Traven is out of gas. Damian reaches down for that leg. There he goes. He's got the headlock, but he ends up going out of bounds before any points are scored, which is exactly what Traven was setting him up for. Just wrong spot on the mat before they go down. Okay, Damian's winded. Traven needs to take advantage of this. Score is 7-1. 1 minute left in the third period. Traven, there he goes again. He gets that first arm loop. And ref's going to stop him again and say, hey, we got some blood. Longest match we've had tonight is this has gone almost all 3 rounds, and we've had about 6 timeouts on blood. So, this is how we're going to be. After this Traven Boger match, we are going to, I think they're going to drop right down to Ryland Teeples and Pierce O'Riordan, and we'll see a night and day difference in wrestling styles. We're going to go from the heavyweight to the lightweight. So you're going to see a completely different wrestling style. As you watch these heavier weights, you're going to see a lot of defensive wrestling, a lot of on-your-feet wrestling, a lot of don't make a mistake wrestling is what would classify some of this heavier in the heavier weight classes. Defensive wrestling. You get to the younger weights, they're trying a lot of things because they can recover from it. Okay, it looks like we got the blood stopped. We're going to bring him back to the center. Traven ties up, starts working that arm, goes to the other side, has the arm. See him working towards that head. He just needs to get the other side threaded. He tries to go to a throw, can't do it, drops down to a single, gets the lift, and he goes out of bounds before he can get the 2-point takedown. So Traven just not taking advantage of the mat. He's got the moves, he's got the technique. We just need to work on that positioning now, because he has completely dominated this wrestling match from start to finish. Only has a 6-point lead with 47 seconds left. But Traven here completely dominating this match. Ref's going to bring him back, start him at the center. Traven has had about 4 takedowns that he doesn't get points for because they're too far out of bounds, mostly because Traven is driving into him, Damian's backing out. They end up over at the far side of the mat when Traven gets everything set up the way he wants it, and by the time they go down, he's out of bounds. So Damian almost strategically working the mat, Traven not working the mat. As you see, they're near the edge of the mat, and Traven starts setting his stuff up. And ref's going to stop him now and say, you know what, come back to the center. Start this from the center. Traven ties up again, 22 seconds left, has a 6-point lead. Ties up the head. Really like to see Traven get the credit he deserves here. And he pushes him out of bounds, goes in for the single. Ref's going to stop him, bring him back to the center. Aggressive wrestling here by Traven. I really like watching this kid wrestle. He has the style. One of the best matches I've watched tonight. So enjoyed watching Traven wrestle here. His clock ticks down to 5 seconds. He does have a 6-point lead. Both wrestlers are on their feet. And that's going to be how the match ends. 7-1. Traven Boger defeats Damian Milton.
Up next at 106, Ryland Teeples and Pierce O'Riordan.
Next, Ryland Teeples, Pierce O'Riordan. Completely different style of wrestling here. These kids are probably freshmen or sophomores. A lot less experience, a lot more maneuverability. So that's the one good thing about starting the match this way. Starting in the middle, you get to go from the heavy to the lights. 100% night and day different wrestling here right from the start. You see it even in their movement. They've already covered half of the mat, and there's only 9 seconds gone off the clock. Okay, Teeples shoots in. So Pierce shoots in. Teeples grabs the arm, counteracts it. Teeples trying to pull in that leg. Teeples shoots in the arm, stretches out, textbook counter move to a single or a double, and tries to flip him onto his back. Can't get it, but quickly gets around behind him, gets the 2 point, starts working the arm bar. Needs to get that broke down before he starts that arm bar. Needs to drive his weight into O'Riordan, getting broke down flat on his stomach like he's doing now. He gets the single arm bar, he gets it wrapped around, he walks it around, gets O'Riordan on his back. Left down taking a look. Teeples sucks it up and gets the pin. Ryan Teeples. 1:14 left on the clock. 45-second pin there by Ryan Teeples. A lot of energy there. So now we're going to watch Bryce Pulver, Evan Kramer. Team score is 27-6. The only loss we had so far tonight was Brady Freeman losing to Foa Matia on a tough mistake, is what I'm going to call it. Bryce Pulver, Evan Kramer, both of these kids really going at it. Both of them shooting in. Both of them still neutral, and they've already covered 2/3 of the mat. Goes to a standing cradle. Doesn't even have the takedown. Now the ref gives him the takedown, but he has the leg, he has the arm, he has the head. He's going to roll him around. I don't think he can pin him from here because Kramer has that arm, has those hands locked around his leg. I don't think that Evan can pin him from here. But he does have the 2 point takedown. Still has the arm, still has the leg. He just doesn't have them locked. He's still trying to work it over into a cradle. Kind of gets him over on his back. It's not a clean cradle, but it's a cradle. Ref down, taking a look. Kramer has it sucked up and pins him. Evan Kramer pins Gunnar Klinger. Sorry, Bryce Pulver pins Evan Kramer. Now we're going to watch Gunnar Klinger as he has a forefoot. Next match is going to be Zane Winter, Ben Calchera. So 2 good matches there in the lightweight. Both of them first round default pins. Plus a bye. So team scores 39-6. Zane shoots in, gets the single, pulls it up, turns it to a double, gets the lift, does the takedown, gets the 2 points. He's on top. Ben trying to get to his hands and knees. Zane goes to a crossbody ride, has the leg, goes to a cradle, has the arms, has the leg. Ref down taking a look, and just like that, he has it sucked up. He has the arm and the leg. I think he's going to pin him. Ref's down taking a look with 1:28 left on the clock, and he gets it. So, just that quick, Zane Winter is going to pin Ben Calchera with a cradle from a standing position. Wiley Miles now going to wrestle Keaton Sullivan.
132, Wiley Miles and Keaton Sullivan.
Both these wrestlers starting out right off the bat. And automatic right off the bat. Keaton Wiley Miles gets the 2 point takedown. He's working that cradle as well. He has the arm, he has the leg, has the head cleared. He's going to roll him over. 1:40 left in the first period. They're going to end up out of bounds. Wiley's got him on his back. He could pin him, but I don't think the ref's going to let him pin that far out of bounds. So he's not even down there taking a look. Wiley does have to get that shoulder cleared before he can get those 2 points. He'll get the 2 points, but he won't get the 3 points until he clears that shoulder. So he has the 2 point takedown. Clock rolls around to 1:20. Keaton able to stretch out, break that grip. Ref awards him 3 points on the near fall, so that's going to make it 5-0. Keaton is able to get to his feet and gets an escape point, so that's going to make it 5-1 with 1 minute left. Keaton shoots in. Wiley does a good job stretching out, getting those hands down there. He just doesn't have his hands in the right spot. So both of them still tied up as they get towards the edge of the mat. All Keaton has to do is clear his head and he'll get the 2 points, but Wiley makes sure he doesn't do that as he turns it into a headlock, rolls Keaton right over onto his back, has the arm, has the head, refs down taking a look. I don't think he's going to pin him here, but it is going to give him another takedown and near 5 points. 34 seconds left, score is 7-1. Now he sucks up the arm, sucks up the head, gets a little bit out of position, and Keaton's almost able to get away, but can't quite do it. Ref's still taking a count. I don't think Wiley can pin him from here. Ref is taking a look, but now Wiley sucks it right up, and it's down. 15 seconds left, and now Wiley gets a little bit out of position. Keaton takes advantage of it, rolls him over, gets a 2-point reversal, and now Wiley's going to get a 1-point escape. So just like that, scores 11-3, 5 seconds left in the first period. This is what I was telling you about. This is a completely different style of wrestling when you get into these lighter weights. We've gone 2 minutes and the score is 11-3. And it looks like we have a green choice. He's going to choose neutral. First match we've seen go into the second round on these lighter weights. Tries to get into a headlock. Wiley doesn't quite get it. He misses the arm. Almost gets him caught on that. Shoots in for a single ankle pick. Misses it. Wiley gets his arms down in there, and Ben Calhera just really gets his arms down in there, stretches out. Can't do it. Now he gets Wiley in a headlock, gets Wiley down on his back. He has his arm, he has his head. I don't think he can pin him here, but Ben is Wiley's in a bad situation here as Keaton sucks up the arm, sucks up the head. Ref's down, taking a look. Wiley in not good shape with 1:15 left. He has the lead, but he's on his back. And Keaton has a tough headlock on him. I think he's going to get it. The ref's taking a look. I think he only has to go a little farther, and Wiley's going to get pinned. Wiley dominated the first minute and a half of this match. Now Wiley's able to get to his stomach, and he gets off of his back. Just got to clear the head, and he gets a 2-point reversal. I thought it was over. Wiley is able to get to his stomach, get the reversal, turns it into a cradle. Now score is going to be 13-6. There's a 3 near 5 points for Wiley. And now Wiley ends up on his back again as he tried to do the cradle, got caught off guard. Wiley's on his back again. There's a 2-point reversal. Ref's down taking a look. I think Keaton's going to stick him this time. Wiley's on his back. Sorry, Keaton clears the head, pulls it up, sucks it down hard, 22 seconds left, and gets it. Keaton Sullivan, underdog win over Wiley Miles. So, nice job there by Wiley, but it comes up a little short. Dominated the match, had the points, costly mistakes. Up next, Brandon Mora, Brady Ware. They start off. Both these guys getting really aggressive. Mora shoots in, can't get it. Jason Rodriguez, Brandon Mora, Brady Ware wrestling right now. Mora shoots in again, gets a single, tries to go to a double, drops back to a single. Can't get the 2 points until he clears his head. Has him down, has the leg sucked up, does not have control, doesn't have the 2-point takedown yet. Drops the single, goes to a double, gets the lift, picks him up, drives him into the mat, gets the 2-point takedown. Brandon Mora, Brody Ware. Working that upper body, stays good shape, stays behind him, keeps the legs tied up. Kind of a cross throat instead of a cross face there. Gets a little bit out of shape. Brody Ware almost takes advantage of it. Brandon now gets around back behind him, gets those legs tied up, gets where we need him to be. Doing a good job with weight displacement. Brody Ware actually doing a good job of keeping Brandon from getting that weight displacement by keeping that leg up there. Doesn't allow him to get all the way behind him like you'd like to see. Score is still 2-0 with 30 seconds left. Brandon Mora on top. Brody Ware on the bottom. Ref's going to say, you know what, you're out of bounds. Let's stop him, bring him back to the center. Brody takes his place on the bottom. Brandon Mora on top. Ref starts him again with 20 seconds left. Score is 2-0. Brandon Mora. Brody Ware. Brandon's doing a good job staying behind there. He really needs to break those legs down. He needs to tie those legs up, get Brody broke down flat to his stomach before he can do anything. Does a tight waist, does an elbow chop. Gets him back down on the mat. He's going to get a couple of points out of it. He's not going to pin him. Time's going to run out. He's going to get 3 points near fall. I thought he had 2. Ref's going to give him 3. Score's going to be 5-0 going into the second period. Red wins the choice. He's going to defer. Brandon Mora is going to choose bottom to start the second period. Brandon Mora on the bottom. Brady Ware takes his place on top. Does a tight waist, does an elbow chop. Brandon Mora tries to sit out, goes to his feet, gets to his feet, gets his arm looped, got to clear the head. Now does so, gets the 1-point escape, and now he's going to get a 2-point takedown. Just went right from the escape. He never even cleared it. He just went right into the takedown from standing up. Score's going to be 8-0 with 1:40 left in the second period. Brandon Mora on top, Brady Ware on the bottom. Brady goes to his feet. Brandon does a good job staying behind him, keeps those legs, keeps his weight displaced. Gets kind of out of shape and lets him get up for a 1-point escape. Score's going to be 8-1. 1:25 left in the second period. Both wrestlers neutral. Kind of turned into a boxing match here. Ref's going to stop him and say, hey, you know what? Stop it. Bring it back to the center. I think Brandon started it and Brady retaliated, so ref's going to say, okay, you know what? Go back to wrestling. Quit boxing. Brandon Mora, Brady Ware. Brandon doing a little head fake there, trying to see what he's got. Brody Ware, he has the experience to keep Brandon from getting those double or single legs. Tries to do a head chuck. Brady follows right through it and doesn't allow Brandon to get right behind him. Both wrestlers still neutral on their feet. Brandon does a little head tap there, shoots in, gets the single, turns it to a double. Gets the 2-point takedown. Doesn't really have the control we'd like to see. Now he does. Gets the 2-point takedown. Score is going to be 10-1 with 30 seconds left. Brandon gets around behind him, ties up those legs, breaks him down on the stomach, starts working that reverse single arm bar. Has the one arm, starts working the other arm for a half Nelson. Single arm bar with a half Nelson works good. Can't get it though, so he walks it around the other side, does a reverse arm bar. Now he turns it into a double arm bar. Pulls the arms. He's just got to clear the head. He's down on his back. Ref down taking a look. Brady Moore in trouble. Brandon Moore trying to get a pin here. 5 seconds left. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Brady Moore just has too much arch on that neck and doesn't allow him to get the pin. So time runs out in the second period. Brandon's going to get another 3 points on the near fall and put the score at 13-1 to start the third period. The ref chooses down to start the third period. Brody Ware on the bottom, Brandon Mora on top. Brady tries to go to his feet. Brandon, tight waist, elbow chop, takes him back down, breaks him down flat on his stomach, starts working that reverse arm bar, or single arm bar. Starts working the half, goes underneath for the wrists. Still keeping his weight in good shape down on the back, keeps those legs tied up. Crossface, Brandon Mora. Back underneath. Over the top, crossface. Starts walking around the side. Trying to pull both of those arms, turn him on his back. Still working it, still trying to get him around. Brandon Moore trying to get the pin. Brady Ware just too tough, and he's going to get the 1-point escape. So you see the strength of Brandon Moore there as he's able to get, Brady Ware, as he's able to get free and get 1-point escape. Score is going to be 13-2 with 1 minute left in the third period. Brandon does a little fake underneath, comes back out, gets another 2-point takedown. Went for a single, turned it into a duck under. Brandon gets around behind him, breaks the legs down, starts working the upper body, keeps his weight there in good shape. Brandon is able to get Brody on his back for just a minute to score some points. Gets the 3-point near foul, puts the score at 18-2, and that's going to be a major decision. I think Brandon had to tell her that, here's a major. So Brandon Mora is going to win that match on a major decision with 1 minute left in the third period.
Up next, 144, Jason Rodriguez.
Jason Rodriguez, Gunnar Griff's going to be our next match. We got, looks like 1, 2, 3 matches to go. So we're going to go here with Jason Rodriguez, Gunnar Griff's. Okay, and Jason Rodriguez does a mat slap there, does a little fake. Ref's going to pull him in and say, you know what? We're here to wrestle, not for show. Jason backs up. Both wrestlers still on their feet. Actually, Jason's kind of down on his knee. Jason, just really aggressive under wrestler. He really likes to get down low and try sneaking in there. Shoots in, gets the double. Gunnar does a good job of getting both arms in there. Gets the throw. And involuntarily, they come back to the center of the mat. Gunnar had the throw, but he went too far out of bounds. Gunnar just said, you know what, come back to the center. We're going to wrestle from there. So Jason Rodriguez, Gunnar Griff, really good match going on here. You can tell that Jason has what he wants in mind, and he does so. He gets the 1 point, or he gets the single leg, ducks under, gets the 2-point takedown. Gunnar Griff's on the bottom. Jason Rodriguez on top. Starts working those legs. Really doesn't do the weight like some of the other wrestlers do, but starts working that reverse, or starts working that single arm bar. Gunnar tries to roll out from under him. Jason takes him right back around. Manages his weight a little different than some of the other wrestlers we've seen tonight. Tries to walk around the arms to get the pin. Comes back the other way. Gets a little bit out of shape. Gunnar almost catches him on it, and does, and gets the 1-point escape. And Jason shoots right in. He gets the escape, but he paid for it. So ref's going to stop him for a minute, bring him back, and say, hey, I got to tie my shoe. Score is 2-1, 30 seconds left, first period, and we've seen a lot of mat covered. Ref's going to bring him back, start him in the neutral. Jason does a fake, comes, shoots underneath, comes back out, comes over the top, gets around behind him, does a lift, gets a 2-point takedown. Score is going to be 4-1. Working that with tight waist, does the arm chop. Starts working that upper body. Completely uses his weight different than we've watched the other wrestlers. He's underneath from a neutral position, but he kind of stays high on a upper position. And that's how the first period's going to end. Score is 4-1. Red's going down. Gunnar, Jason had actually won the toss. He deferred. Gunnar chose the bottom. Jason Rodriguez on top. Gunnar tries to stand up. Jason does a tight waist, arm chop, takes him right back down, comes around and behind him, gets the single arm bar, drives his head down into the mat. He's really sucking that arm up. You're going to see him work for that half Nelson right now. Has the arm bar, can't get the half Nelson, so he's going to walk it the other way around. Goes back to the half Nelson side, goes back to the single arm side. Gunnar doing a good job of working both sides and making sure that Jason can't tip him over. Jason is now able with that half Nelson side to drive him around, gets him on his back, ref down, taking a look, and he's going to pin him from here. 1:18 left in the second period, and Jason has this thing sucked up. Gunnar does a good job trying to get loose, trying to get onto his stomach. I don't think he's going to be able to. Jason has both of those arms. Ref down, taking a look, and Gunnar does an amazing job of almost getting to his stomach. Jason's going to score the 3 points for the near foul, but I thought it was over. So kudos to Jason for Gunnar for somehow getting off of his back. Jason had him stuck. They are near the close edge of the mat. Ref may stop him here in a moment. 44 seconds left. Score is 7-1. Jason working that single arm bar. Can't work the half from the other side. Jason getting to his feet. Gunner trying to get to his hands and knees. Okay, Jason does a tight waist with a single. Gets Gunner on his back. Should have gave him 2 points. And he does. He gets the 2-point near foul before they go out of bounds. Ref's going to stop him, bring him back to the center of the mat. Gunner set on the bottom. Jason on top. Ref starts him again with 22 seconds left in the second period. Score is 9-1 for Jason Rodriguez. Tight waist, chopping the arm, breaks him down. Ooh, drives that knee into his back. Complete different weight management than we watched the other night. He has the single arm. Turns it into a half. He actually didn't have the half, but when Gunner rolled around, Jason turned it into a half. Almost got the pin before time ran out. He does get 2 points on the near foul, so it's going to be 11-1 to start the third period. Okay, so Jason gets his choice how to start the third period. He's going to start neutral. And does a sweet ankle pick. Nice ankle pick there to get the 2-point takedown. And that's how you do an ankle pick. Completely off guard. You do one hand up on the head, the other hand sweeps down, pulls the ankle. Jason sucks up both arms and pins Gunner. 10 seconds into the third period. So good wrestling match there by Gunner. Jason's just got the technique. Jason has about 4 good moves, and he does them well with precision. You don't see a lot of diversity with Jason, but what you do see him do, he does thorough. Next match, J.T. Williams, Peyton Yates. Team score is going to be 56-12. J.T. Williams, Peyton Yates. They already get over towards the far end of the mat over here to the east side. They end up going out of bounds. Ref's going to bring them back to the center, saying no points have been scored. Both these guys getting a little aggressive with the head. 1 of 2 matches left. Getting near that east side of the mat again. Starting to get into that, we talked about the heavier weight class style of wrestling and then the lightweight class of wrestling. Now we're kind of in that middle. You don't see the movement that you see in the lower weights. You don't see the hesitation you see in the heavier weights, but you see a little bit of both. You see the weight, you see the movement. And that's what you'll get out of these middleweight class. Just that transition between heavy and light. The different styles of wrestling. Okay, ref's going to say, you know what, we got some blood on the mat, we're going to stop this. They get the blood cleaned up, he's going to bring them back. They're going to start neutral with 1:08 left in the first period, but no points have been scored. Shoots in for the fireman. Peyton tried to shoot in for that fireman, couldn't quite get it. J.T. Williams does a good counterweight there, counterbound. J.T. Peyton shoots in for the single. Can't quite get it. J.T. does a good counter out there. Now J.T. shoots for the single, can't get it. They get spinning around. All J.T.'s got to do is get behind him to get the 2 points, but he can't before they go out of bounds. So ref's going to bring him back to the center of the mat. No points scored, but we do have a blood timeout. Ref's going to bring him back, start him again. Oh, and they end up on the far side of the mat. JT takes him down again, but they end up out of bounds before any points are scored. We've had about 6 takedowns, but the score still remains 0-0 with 24 seconds left. And they're going to take a blood timeout. Looks like this blood timeout is on both wrestlers. We're going to take a minute. Guys have been getting after it, and these two have been going at it, so doesn't make sense that we have both wrestlers bleeding. Two matches left. We have JT Williams and Peyton Yates right now. We have Ben Smith we've seen up next. Ref's going to bring him back to the center. That's how we're going to start with 20 seconds left. Score is 0-0. Still neutral. 15 seconds left. Peyton shoots in, tries to get a single. JT does a good job of keeping his arms down there, keeps him from getting in there to get anything. 3 seconds left. Both these guys still going at it, but no points have been scored as the first period comes to an end. So they're going to start the second period with JT Williams on top and Peyton Yates on the bottom. Peyton immediately tries to stand up. JT does a good job of tying up the ankle, does the tight waist, does the elbow. Peyton tries to go to his feet again. JT Williams sucks up the tight waist. Tries to do the arm bar, but he doesn't have the arm there, and he started walking around too soon, so almost a mistake. Tries to go to a standing cradle. Turns it into a single leg as both wrestlers are on their feet. JT actually still has the control and is able to take Peyton down and doesn't allow Peyton to score any points. So JT is still on top, 0-0 midway through the second period. JT still on top, Peyton Yates still on the bottom. 1:09 left in the second period. Score is still 0-0. Peyton trying to go to his feet. JT does a good job of keeping him down. Peyton goes back to his hands and knees. JT keeps control of the arms, keeps him on his hands and knees. Peyton tries to do a set out. JT follows him around. Peyton tries to set out again. JT follows him around. Has almost the single arm bar, but keeps the tight waist. Tight waist with an elbow chop takes him down. Ref's going to stop the match and say, you know what? We have a blood timeout again. No. Yep, blood timeout. 40 seconds left in the second period. Score still 0-0. Don't know which one of them's bleeding because they're both bleeding. JT Williams, Peyton Yates. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. Yates will take his place on the bottom. JT Williams will take his place on top. Starts from the right-hand side, usually the offside. And JT gets a little bit out of position. Yates trying to take advantage of that as he is able to get the one-point escape from it. JT really just got out of position there and couldn't keep control of it. So now the score is 1-0 for Peyton Yates. 20 seconds left in the second period. Both wrestlers on their feet now, back again to neutral. 15 seconds left in the second period. JT Williams, Peyton Yates. Score still 1-0. Both wrestlers neutral on their feet. And that's how it'll end. Second period. Score is 1-0 for Peyton Yates. Green's going down for the third period. That's a good choice. JT Yates needs to, Peyton Yates needs to tie his shoe. JT Williams is on the bottom. Peyton Yates will take his place on top on the left side. Tight waist. JT immediately goes to his feet. JT pulls the tight waist, chops the elbow, takes him right back down. JT trying to get to his feet. Peyton Yates keeps the tight waist, does the elbow. JT tries to set out and go around. Peyton keeps the elbow and the tight waist. JT goes to his feet, trying to get the one-point escape and gets it. Score is tied at 1. 1:38 left in the third period. We have a tie match, 1-1. Both wrestlers on their feet. It's going to come down to a takedown. Oh, and JT almost makes a mistake. Peyton Yates gets aggressive. JT takes advantages of it. Gets a 2-point takedown. Not really a move. More of, like we talked about earlier, that defensive, not make a mistake. And Peyton Yates made a mistake, and JT took advantage of it. Able to get the 2-point takedown. Score is going to be 3-1 with 1:08 left. JT trying to work that single arm bar. They're over near the far side of the mat. You'd like to see him get back in the center of the mat. JT gets a little bit out of position. Peyton tries to get the reverse and does. Gets a 2-point reversal. Score's tied at 3 with 50 seconds left. They end up going out of bounds. Ref's going to stop them. They're going to come back to the center of the mat with JT Williams on the bottom. Peyton Yates on top. 50 seconds left in the match. Tied at 3. JT goes to his feet. Peyton tightens the waist, pulls the arm, takes him back down. JT on the bottom now. Peyton on top. Peyton working the arm, working the tight waist. Gets a little bit out of position, and ref's going to stop him for potentially dangerous. Nope, he's going to stop him for potentially dangerous. Ref stops him, brings him back to the center of the mat. Score's tied at 3. JT on the bottom. Peyton Yates on top. JT tries to stand up. Peyton does a tight waist, elbow chop, keeps him down. Peyton again trying to keep JT down as JT goes to his hands and knees. 30 seconds left, tied at 3. JT Williams on the bottom, Peyton Yates on top. He has the arm bar, trying to get him rolled over to get the 2 points. And doesn't get the 2 points, gets escape, and now as JT didn't get up fast enough, Peyton Yates is able to get in and get JT Williams on the bottom. He's going to get 3 points for the near fall as time runs out. The ref's going to stop him at 8 seconds left. Peyton Yates gets a 3-point near fall. So score is 6-3. Peyton Yates over JT Williams. There's 8.4 seconds left on the clock. So what the ref's going to do, they're going to come back. JT Williams is going to be on the bottom. He's going to have to get the 1-point escape, and then he's going to have to get a 2-point takedown in 8.4 seconds. Almost impossible, but not. So we're going to see how this plays out. We do have a blood timeout. 8.4 seconds left in the match. JT Williams will start on the bottom. Peyton Yates will be on top. JT has to get the escape, and he has to get 2-point takedown. All Peyton Yates needs to do is stay away from him for 8.4 seconds. So we're going to see what happens. Ref brings him out. JT Williams on the bottom. Peyton Yates on top. Okay, ref says let's go. Nope. Ref says go back, wash the blood off. So we are really turning into a dramatic ending of this wrestling match. 8.4 seconds left. He gets him set up, and then he decides, nope, he's going to stop him and start him over again. 6-3, 8.4 seconds left in the third period. JT Williams has to score 3 points to tie, 4 points to win. He needs the escape. He needs the takedown. He starts. JT Williams sets out. Tries to go around. Peyton Yates keeps him. JT sets out again. Tries to go around. Peyton keeps him. JT goes to his feet. Time runs out. That's going to be it. 6-3. JT Williams is going to lose this match. Really on a mistake. But that's what we told you it would be. That's the way these middleweight classes go. You have some finesse. You have some technique. You have some defense. And it's really about not making mistakes and taking advantage of mistakes. And that's exactly what happened. Peyton Yates took advantage of JT's mistake. We're going to go to Ben Smith now and John Using here in the last and final match of the night. Ben shoots in, gets the single, drops it, goes to a double, does the lift, gets the 2-point takedown. Works the tight waist, works the elbow. Ben Smith, John Usine. Ben Smith really working that upper body, does a hard crossface. Starting to work towards the cradle, has the one leg looped, starts getting the other leg looped, has the head and the arm. Just needs to pull him together and roll him over. Ben Smith already has the 2-point takedown. Does a hard crossface again, trying to get that leg around, gets it locked, gets his hand. He's going to swing around, walk it around, and he's going to put John on his back. He doesn't have the shoulder cleared, so I don't think he can pin him, but man, Ben has done a good job here. John Smith, strength breaks that grip, but Ben Smith's going to get 2 points on a near foul with 1 minute left in the first round. Score's going to be 4-0. Ben Smith really getting aggressive here as he ties up those legs in a figure four, starts working that upper body, really working that head and arm. The ref's actually going to stop this in just a minute for potentially dangerous, but Ben goes ahead and releases it on his own. John Usine trying to get to his hands and knees. Ben driving that forehead into the mat. Goes back, tries working both wrists. Starts working the other wrist, drives his head into the mat again. Like to see Ben stay a little bit behind him. He's getting a little bit out of position, gets a little bit forward, but John is a little bit taller than Ben, so it's going to be tough for Ben to maintain that weight proportion and stay back there. Ben Smith still on top, trying to work towards that cradle. 20 seconds left on the clock. Gets the cradle, gets him rolled over. I don't think he can pin him because he doesn't have the shoulder cleared. John was able to now break Ben's grip. Ben's going to score another 2 points on the near foul. Score's going to be 6-0. Ben working towards that cradle again. This time he has the shoulder cleared. He gets him down on his back with 2 seconds left. Ref down, taking a look. Time's going to end before he can pin him. He's going to get a 2-point near foul again. Score's going to be 8-0 at the end of one. Ben wins the toss. He is going to defer. John Usine is going to start on top to start the second period. Ben goes on the bottom. John goes on top. Ben immediately does a reverse. Gets the arm loop. Textbook reverse. Immediately as the whistle blows, you come around the elbow, you go under the leg, you pull yourself around, you got 2 points. Ben on top, now 10-0. Starts working towards that cradle. John Smith stretches out so he can't get it. Ben does a hard cross face, works the arm, tries to get back to that leg, tries to go to that cradle. Really wrenching on John's upper torso right there. Now he gets the leg, he gets the arm, he gets the head. He's got to clear the shoulder, but Ben is going to roll him onto his back. I don't think he can pin him, but he's got to clear that shoulder. Ref down, taking a look. Ben sucking it up. John able to break his grip. Ben's going to get 3 points near foul this time, so score's going to be 13-0 with 1 minute left in the second period. Ben still on top, keeping that weight proportion. Working that upper body, pulls that arm back, goes for the single arm bar. Starts working the other arm, looks like he's going to try to do a double arm bar. Now he's going to walk it around with the single and see if he can't get him on his back, get some more near foul points. John doing a good job of keeping those legs extended so he can't roll him over. Ben getting a little bit out of position, so he goes the other way with a tight waist in the single. Can't get anything there, goes to a hard cross face, trying to work towards that cradle again, 13-0 with 33 seconds left in the second period. Now Ben on top doing that weight proportion again, keeping that weight, driving him into the mat. Working that upper body, hard cross face. Trying to get that cradle in there. He has the ankle, trying to get the leg. Has the head and the shoulder. Just can't quite get the leg there. John does a good job of keeping that leg stretched out so that Ben can't get a grip. Ben gets the grip, he rolls him over, trying to pin him. Jeff's going to get down, take a look. Hasn't cleared the shoulder, but he does get him now and gets the pin with 2 seconds left in the second period. Ben Smith gets the pin. And that is the final match of the night. Ben Smith with a pin, going to be a team score of 72-15. So I want to congratulate the South Summit Wrestlers here. Score is going to be 72-15. Another great win by the South Summit Wrestlers. This is going to be our final home duel. We will have the High Country Classic here in the next week or so. We'll be announcing that as well. But for now, you've just watched the last home wrestling match for some of these seniors. Last time they'll ever be on the home mat again. We do have the High Country Classic coming up. We have state and region finals coming up. So it's going to be interesting to see how the wrestling team finishes this year out. They have the potential. They are able to be there. I want to thank all you listeners. I want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank the fans. I want to thank everybody involved with the broadcast. From South Summit High School, good night. We'll see you next time.